Last thing I want to show you today, also from this week, we had Jimmy Dore on the show for the first time. And he's a bit of a firebrand. That's even part of his gig there. But man, he said something which I thought was so good, because we have, on our show earlier today, I've talked about all the enormous cost this war has done to us. It's been 18 Americans are dead, 750 or more than that even have been wounded. 20 of our bases have been damaged or destroyed. We've had 40 some odd aircraft destroyed. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Reaper drones, C-130 type aircraft, helicopters, fighter jets, you name it. We've had all kinds of stuff, all of that destruction. And then you add in the number, I think it was like a $350 billion supplemental that they were trying to get through, milking that for all it's worth. So all this money has gone through so far, all this physical cost, all this blood, treasure, resources, reputation, everything has been so damaged. And Jimmy said, what if we had spent that money on a different thing?
Imagine if we took that $200 billion and Trump announced, hey, I've got a jobs program and we're going to take $10 billion and give it to the top 20 cities in America. And we're going to tell the mayors, you invested in infrastructure, you build parks, you build schools, you build housing, you build roads, you do whatever you want to do. You make your ports better, whatever. We're going to give you $10 billion that's just for the money we've spent on the Iran war. And how our country could maybe start looking as good as China. But they're not doing that because the people who really run this country are oligarchs. The people who are in Congress and the president are middle managers. They have a boss. So if you go to China, the reason why China, although it's a communist country, when I'm not advocating for communism at all, but what I am advocating for is the government to be above capital. And in China, government is above capital. But in America, capital dictates to the government what to do, which is why they never invest in regular people. They never invest in our cities. And why people go broke when they get sick. People are under mountains of debt just to get educated. There's a whole generation of people who can't even afford a house. 92% of people in China are homeowners. So that's the problem here. And the only thing that can save us right now, I know that Tucker Carlson and Joe Kent and Marjorie Taylor Greene are starting a third party, which I'm all for, no doubt about it. But they're going to be infiltrated and they're also going to be co-opted, because the thing that co-ops parties is money. And that's how they do it. So the Democrats and the Republicans both serve the same donor class, which is the oligarchy, which is why capital sits above government. And that's why our country looks this way.
Government is supposed to be for the people, by the people, of the people, right? It's in our Constitution. That's in the preamble. I mean, that's supposed to be almost a sacred requirement. And yet, who benefits from this war that we're starting? Who benefits from Venezuela? Who would benefit if we take over Cuba? Who would benefit if we do anything, God help us, in Greenland or in Oman? Who would benefit? Would the American people benefit? Zero. Who would pay the price? The American people. We are paying a price. We're paying a price every time we go fill up our cars right now. We're paying a price every time we go to the grocery store, because everything is more expensive, because diesel is more expensive. Therefore, the transportation cost of everything imaginable is also going up. Jet fuel is going up. So transport, air travel, all these things are going up. Americans have paid with their physical lives. 18 are dead because of a war that should never have started. 757 are wounded, many of them very seriously. Our base infrastructure, billions of dollars of damage. Some probably will never be repaired. And now that we're having this supplemental, and then we want a $1.5 trillion defense budget, a massive expansion in a single year. $500 billion more for a military that can't even defeat Iran. Meanwhile, what's happening to our people? And he pointed it out there. If you took only $200 billion of that, and instead of losing 18 Americans and having 750 wounded and having all of our bases damaged and having billions of dollars of losses, equipment losses, and the loss of reputation and the cost increasing, instead of all of that, what if we just said, we're going to take $200 billion and we're going to help Americans? Now, I'm sick and tired of this crap with so many people. Oh, that's communism. That's socialism. It's helping your damn country. Why do we want to put a negative tag on something that helps us, helps you? Many of the very people who are complaining about that kind of stuff would themselves benefit. It's not communism. It's not socialism. It's helping your country. It's fulfilling the constitutional obligation of the people, by the people, for the people. That's what government is supposed to do. What government is not supposed to do is to say, screw all of y'all. Y'all are on your own on these areas here. I'm going to do stuff that's going to enrich me at the upper end, at the elite, and we're going to kill whoever we don't like, and you're just going to like it, and then we're going to make sure it plasters all over your media all the time that we're doing something really good and it's wonderful, and I'm going to convince you it's for you. It's not. It's not, folks. That's the reality that we live in right now. Our government is so dysfunctional. And this is what I mentioned earlier today on my other show. Be sure and watch that one. Our two-party system is completely broken. And Jimmy Dore talked about a little bit at this potential for a third party. Of course, I'm all for that too. Anything that's going to, even if make the two parties more responsive to the American people. But right now, they are exclusively focused on the elites of this country. And it doesn't matter red or blue, Republican, conservative, liberal, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. Democrat, none of that actually matters in reality. All of the donor class, all of the super wealthy elite, they benefit no matter who's in Congress, no matter who's in the White House. And all of these warmongers that we keep showing you, all these defense industrial base folks, all these big pharma, all these big farm, all these big ag, I mean, you name it, they're all happy no matter who's in power because they benefit and you lose. That's the reality of it. I would like to see a place, whether that's with a third party or just a reform of these guys, I don't know, or voting them all out of office. I don't care what the method is, as long as it's legal and doesn't cause violence. I am against that. But man, let's get back to where the government fulfills its constitutional obligation to be for the people instead of for the rich donor class at the expense, sometimes even the lives of our people. That's your message for today. Appreciate you guys being with us. Look forward to seeing you. We'll see you again on Monday, unless anything breaks over the weekend, and you can always count on the Daniel Davis Deep Dive to do that for you. We'll see you then on the Daniel Davis Deep Dive. You know, I don't try to talk you into buying gold or tell you how to run your stock portfolio, but there is a way you can help us. Subscribe, hit that like button, and share this with somebody you love.